So I like to run marathons. I kind of joke that it's cheaper than therapy. So I try to run 4 marathons a year, which statistically means I do at least 2 dumb things a year that require me to go see a PT. The thing I love about it is that this PT that I see here, he's about 30 minutes away from my house. Definitely not close. I passed like 20 different locations of other practices to go get this guy. But why do I pick him? Because on paper, they all have the same degree, whether they went to like PT school here, there, they all on paper all have the same degree. The reason I like that guy is because I'll just give you an example. The other day I went in there and he was like, all right, and we're direct access, right? So I can just go directly in, and then, normally he's got me fixed before I have to go get the referral anyway. So he goes, all right, man, what's up? And I told him what was going on with my knee or whatever. And he's like, all right, cool. What was your latest, what was your latest time? I was like, oh yeah, I think it was like a 318 or whatever. He's like, okay, first off, if you don't complete this plan of care I'm going to give you, you will not run that 318 again. He's speaking to me psychologically, right? He knows exactly what will scare me. He goes, first of all, if you do not finish this plan of care, you will not run that 318. By the way, if you do finish this plan of care, then here's the other thing. We're going to do one more gait analysis. By the way, Aetna won't cover that. You are going to pay for it. But after that, after we fix you up, you're going to do a gait analysis, and I'm going to put a plan together to get you to 315. Does that work? I
Yes, it
don't
does.
miss a meeting with that guy. Right. And fast forward, I'm 43 now, but let's say, 30 years from now, I'm still around and my kids have kids. I bet that same guy, if he's still practicing, he's the kind of guy that would say, hey, are you grunting? What do you hate about picking up your kids? I'd be like, oh, I don't want to be that granddad that grunts. And he'd probably build me a plan because he's thinking about the psychology. All the healthcare nerds are like, let's give better patient outcomes. But none of them are actually asking themselves, what does a better outcome really mean? It's never, I would say it's very rarely the medical outcome. Like, I'm not thinking about the medical outcome. I'm thinking about like the personal outcome. The medical outcome, it has to happen, right? And I think this is the
Right.
thing that I love about what you and Jerry are talking about. And I think this is why I think it's such an important topic, because if we could get more practice owners to at least start thinking this way, the patients would benefit and these practices would be way more profitable. Sorry, so let me pause there.
Yeah, no, that's right. You had so many golden nuggets there, and I've already forgot some of them. But for that therapist to kind of hit home with you, he had to know you and what was important to you and your goals, right? And arguably, it might take a couple minutes, a couple visits before you really know someone. But hopefully, through the intake process, when you walked in the door the first time, he knew you were a runner. He knew a little bit about you, so he could have a conversation and talk your talk. But he was able to look at you and say, you're not going to do a 318. You need to finish this plan of care. And he knows that you're a competitive guy. He's like, I'm going to get you to 315. We just have to do the gait analysis, right? So he knows what's valuable to you, because you didn't show up to his office because you wanted physical therapy. You show up to his office because you can't friggin' run.
Right.
And it's important to you because that's your therapy, and you want a PR, and you want to beat you want to be able to do your 4 marathons a year. So he saw that, and he was able to talk to you in a way to show the value of what he could do for you,
Right.
not
Right.
the value for the insurance company. I guarantee he didn't impress you with some weird diagnosis and give you a big name, and you were like, "Ooh, I have patellofemoral pain syndrome. You're so smart. Thank you for telling me that." Right? That probably never even came up. And you're right. And it's the soft skills. It's the art behind this.
Yeah.
The science is easy. And you can get out of grad school and you'll learn how to not kill a patient, and you'll learn how to improve the healing qualities of the human body a little bit. But even new grads don't know shit. Pardon my French. Especially like with me, because I had a niche practice, so it took me years to develop the skills and the acumen that I had in the running world. And because of that, I was able to connect with people like you. If you came in, I could talk to talk. I would know how much running meant to you. I would know that running 17 miles a week is not a lot of miles for a marathon runner. You go to a general PT practice and you say you run 17 miles, and some overweight physical therapist is going to say, "Wow, that's a lot. You should run less." Because you're not in the right place. And this, I think we might have talked about this pre-record. Riches are in the niches, and there were some other things we talked about, right? But it's true. Like, people came to us, and the same thing. They bypassed dozens of clinics because we talked the talk, we walked the walk, we knew what was important to them, and we had services, cash-based, insurance-based products. We had everything they needed to get them to their goals, and we provided the good experience, kind of like what we talked about before. So all comes around, but none of that would happen. It wouldn't all come together without that art behind of what we're doing. And those are the soft skills: connecting, looking at you in the eye, not worrying about me hammering away on my paperwork as I'm listening to your story about not being able to run and why it's important to you, being able to connect.
Right.
And
Right.
again, it goes down to they don't teach. I mean, they touch on communication in grad school, I think, but from what the research I've done and some of the curriculums, they're not doing that. And some of it comes from experience as well. And I think some of it's a skill. Like there are some people who are not meant to really service other humans. I hate to say this,
Yeah, no,
right?
that's fair. That's true. It's true.
Right. And there's some that are amazing. You know, when you leave talking to someone and you feel better about yourself, and like they didn't really talk, but you just like they were able to communicate in a way that was effective for the two of you. Like you need that skill. You can work on it. Some people have it naturally. I don't think I had it naturally. Maybe I still don't have it. I don't know.
If you'd like to learn more about Strata PT and see how our EMR and RCM works, head over to stratapt.com to book a demo.